Shalom, shalom. I want to first begin a lesson off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors into the apostles, double honors into the elder bishops at Great Millstone, who have taught me this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and salutations to the brothers out there pushing this truth, the 100% truth out there on the highways and the byways, the Akim, as well as you few sisters out there listening and learning. The Akwath to you. Also, I say shalom. It is your brother, Hatzaga Barbecker, with another lesson through the Spirit. And I just want to come at y'all with some edifying, Lord willing. The brother Arrows in the Nation had posted a video, and just wanted to go into it a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm going to play this whole video because it's 10 minutes long, but, you know, I'm not really in a rush, so I might just go ahead and play the whole thing, but it's a lot of stuff that this guy says in this lesson, which is what made me title it, white fatigue and division, the end of Babylon, right? Because you're starting to see more and more of these Edomites, who are coming out speaking their truth, so to speak, saying how they feel about the state of this, how they feel about the state of Babylon the Great and all that other stuff, right? Saying how they feel about this, about the state of, the world of this country, man. And like I said, everybody is calling Esau Edom on their bullshit. The same game that they've been playing for years on top of years. This patriotic world of freedom, everything over here is just the best country ever. This is all a facade, man, and it's starting to come out that these people are, the true nature of these people, man. How they came into power, how they became rulers, of this world, and the fact that their kingdom is slipping out of their hands. So I want to get this. Revelation 18:5, it says, "For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities." Right? And that's why this place is in the state that it's in right now. It says, "Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. In the cup which she have filled to her double." Right? So that's what the Lord is doing. And once we come into power, man, number one, peace is gonna be restored on the earth. And number two, these damn devils are gonna be paid back for what they've done to us. Fullfold. Right? I was just watching a movie called Colors from, the late 80s, and just seeing how this system did a good job of getting our people hooked on drugs and crack and stuff like that. Putting that spirit of us being in gangs and whatnot and influencing our young men and our young women to think that type of lifestyle was flashy. And, just know for sure that the people who did that to us as a community are going to have to pay for that shit, man. The crack epidemic did a number on a lot of families in this country, specifically Black and Latino families, man. So best believe that Esau, Edom, and Babylon the Great is going to have to pay for her iniquities, because the Lord did not forget none of that shit. How much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow and shall see no sorrow, right? Which is pretty much what this guy goes into in this video on his little rant that he gives. These people over here in this country are so heady and high-minded and so boastful and proud that you best believe there ain't no thought in their head that they could have ever seen this country fall down. But now these people have to face the facts and wake up to reality, man. You got to wake up and smell the roses, so to speak. You got to realize No matter how much you try and wiggle and squirm your way out of it, as the brother Shaquan would say, you can't avoid this judgment that the Lord have in place for you. It says, therefore shall her pledge come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord God who judgeth her. And if you go over to the next page, what do it say? Revelation 19:1, it says, and after these things I heard a great voice of much people in heaven saying, Hallelujah, salvation and glory and honor and power unto the Lord our God. Here's my point. For true and righteous are his judgments. For he hath judged the great whore, which did corrupt the earth for her fornication, and hath avenged the blood of his servants at her hand. Right? That's what the Lord's going to do. He's going to avenge the blood of his servants. The 144,000, the elect, the remnant of the house of Israel. And when he comes down with great wrath on this place, it's going to be righteous judgment. It's going to be overdue. It isn't going. You ain't going to be able to go against what the Lord is about to bring down on this place, because it's well deserved. So I'm gonna go ahead and let the dude talk, and I'll pause it momentarily here and there and say what I gotta say, or pull out some precepts.
What has we become here? This isn't us. How did we let this happen?
This is who we've always been. This country has never been great for everybody. It was designed to benefit white people, specifically 21-year-old land-owning white men. Period. Hard stop. And every demographic or gender outside of that has had to fight against the white man just to be equal.
Like we always say, man, if Esau Edom leveled the playing field, it would be evident who the basis of men is, right? And that's just not just even talking about us, because of course we know Jake will prevail over all the nations, right? We're the form of all things, as the scriptures say, right? Whether you try and set us back, make up rules and regulations to keep us out of things, we're going to excel and exceed expectations, whether it comes to entertainment, industry, business, construction, marketing, whatever, financial, lawyer, literacy, whatever you want to say, engineering, right? We always are going to be the top, even though the Lord have brought us down, right? And pretty much lowered us through this devil. They still can't find a way to keep us back. That's been their main goal since Esau Edom. Since Esau had that perpetual hatred for his brother when he tried to delete Jacob. So
Go back to the Middle Passage. 1.4 million black people died on ships. Segregation, Jim Crow, women's suffrage movement, Asians in internment camps. We murdered millions of Native Americans and just took their land. We started a war with Mexico and took that land.
So let's go ahead and go into it, because like I said, man, you have people now, more and more, who are starting to expose Esau Edom and see what we've been saying for the longest now, that these people are damn demons. They are the demons on the earth. They are the sons of wickedness. They haven't just did wickedness to us, which of course we've gotten it the worst out of all the nations, but they've done it to other nations as well. They've even done it to their own people. Like it. Habakkuk 2:12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establisheth a city by iniquity. That's all they've done throughout history. It's never been nothing other than that. I'm thinking about Micah 2. Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage, right? All these different things that they try to do, right? To hide the different tactics they use, things that they've done throughout history to gain an upper hand on the other nations, right? It's coming out. As much as they try to bury this history and put it away, the Lord is still bringing it out, right? As it says, the things that are done in the dark are going to be brought to the light eventually. It says, therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go hardly. For this time is evil, right? So pretty much what the Lord is saying is, you gotten away with all this iniquity. You spread forth all this wickedness throughout the land. You know what? Since you're so big and bad, I'm going to visit you. I'm going to see what type of time you on. I'm going to hit you with worse stuff than you hit the other nations with. Especially my people, the Israelites.
We took the land from King Kamehameha in Hawaii. All we've done as a white people, we're like locusts. We take and we take and we take and we take.
Y'all like women. Y'all leeches. You try and see what you can get out of somebody. You suck them dry and then throw them to the side.
That's what you're seeing right now. A white man taking Venezuela. A white man taking Greenland. A white man probably going after Colombia. Let's be real. Today's
sanctioning countries, putting them under your rulership because they don't want to follow. They don't want to follow your agendas. So you sanction them. The information has already come out about this. They go, and if a ruler's not down with what Esau Edom got going on, they go in there and they kill that ruler. Then they put up their own rules. Right? If they don't get what they want, they just kill them off.
The 5th year of January 6th. A white man lied about an election because he didn't like the results. White people went to the U.S. Capitol and beat officers. 5 of them died after that day. 4 from PTSD, and Officer Sitnick died from his injuries the following day. Many officers had heart attacks, crushed vertebrae, PTSD. The entire world saw it. And this country said, yep, that's the guy I want back in power. The rapist, the child molester, the convicted felon, the pedophile, the man who cheats on his wife with a porn star, the guy who asked for the execution of 5 black men, grabbed women by the pussy.
Hey, as the scriptures mention him as the cruel Lord. Brought this out multiple times, so you already know Isaiah 19:4.
Grab them by the blah, 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 calling women piggy, calling them fat, calling them ugly, telling 30,000 lies, having dinner with Nick Fuentes. And white people in a majority went to the booth and said, this is really hard. It's either that, the guy that talks about Hannibal Lecter and electric sharks and how windmills cause cancer, who stares at the sun without sunglasses, or the black woman, the most qualified candidate in the history of our country.
And once again, Esau Edom goes back to his partner in crime, the so-called Jake woman.
And this country voted like it always does. for the most morally bankrupt, unqualified white man just because he's white. And we still today refuse to have the difficult conversation.
And I don't even know what she is. One minute she's black, the next minute she's Indian, the next minute she's an Edomite. So at this point, who really gives a fuck? Like I say, it wasn't gonna matter who went in the office. It was gonna go bad regardless. They probably just would have ate her up even faster than they have Donald Trump.
That part of this country was triggered by a black man in the White House instead of out in the fields picking their cotton. So they went back to the plantation owner, what they know. They would rather burn this country to the ground than thrive under a black woman.
Don't we always say that, man? Esau Edom realizes that his kingdom is failing. So just like an Edomite, he's gonna bring everybody crashing down with him. He can't just go out by his own. He gonna bring some motherfuckers with him. 1 Peter 5:8, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil as a roaring lion walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. Same as Revelation 12:12. Let me go ahead and get it, because I don't want to butcher it. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time.
And white people are walking around like, this isn't who we are. Yeah, it's who we've always been. White privilege has kept you safe from it, has shielded it from you. And even now, while immigrants are being mistreated, good people that work hard, that bust their ass, that are good people, that love this country more than MAGA does, actual patriots that love this country. We're watching women getting dragged through the snow with one arm, losing their pregnancies. We got immigrants in concentration camps losing their lives, getting one meal a day, 2 showers a week. Over 200 U.S.
Even that, you got them ICE agents raping little girls, taking them through there. Yeah, any place where stuff like that is not frowned upon, these people aren't put in jail. You know what I'm saying? They're not held accountable for their actions. They just continue to keep their job and just act like nothing has happened. You know it's something wrong.
Citizens have been arrested because they're racially profiling people. And we're just sitting around, well, I don't want to talk politics because I don't want to upset a friend. And we're doing what we've always done as white people, going right back into our privilege because it doesn't affect me. And you think that somehow, because you participated in a No Kings protest in April, July, and October on a Saturday outside of working hours, that you deserve a participation trophy because you did something. And you woke up and you made signs and you high-fived and you went to watch Netflix, or you went to a baseball game, or you went to a football game. And what did you do? Did you go on a general strike? Oh no, I can't do that. I can't afford to. That's too uncomfortable. Have you stopped paying taxes? Oh no, that's too uncomfortable. Have you posted on social media? Oh no, I don't want to affect work. I don't want to upset Uncle Bob because he might talk to me during Christmas. Did you stop spending on Black Friday? No, I can't do that. I need the discounts for Christmas. What are you willing to do? Because I haven't seen enough people that look like me willing to be uncomfortable.
Let me go ahead and get this, because this just reminds me. You know, throughout history, it's always been Jake's talking like this, right? Talking about going against the system and whatnot, fighting for rights and stuff. Now you seeing more and more Edomites talking like that because now it's affecting them, right? When it was happening to us, they didn't give a damn because it wasn't affecting them, like he said. But now it's starting to affect them. Deuteronomy 30:7 says, and Yahweh thy God will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. Best believe more and more that these curses are falling upon Esau, Edom, and they feeling the effects. And thou shalt return and obey the voice of Yahweh and do all his commandments, which I command thee this day.
That's the problem. We will not remember the voices of our enemies, rather the silence of our friends. And right now, that's what white people are doing. You, white people, including myself, are responsible for this through our silence. Just like the 3 officers stood by while George Floyd was murdered, we're sitting by and watching it happen because we think that our privilege will keep us safe. You're complicit in it, and you're complicit in it, and you're complicit in it. I don't do politics means I have white privilege and I'm going to hide behind it as long as I can because it doesn't affect me.
So this goes into, like I was saying, the other part of this lesson, which is the division. Edomites are calling themselves out for the bullshit. We've already seen, it's lucky. We've already seen their women call them out, hold them accountable, all that stuff. But now you're starting to see more and more white men do it. And just Edomites in general, man. Psalm 64:8, it says, Psalm 64:6, it says, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. But God shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Their iniquities, right, of this country is being brought to the light. And it wasn't that it was never in the dark. Some of it was, of course. But, part of it is people wanting to be ignorant. But now you can't hide away from it. You got to face the facts, And all men shall fear and shall declare the work of God, for they shall wisely consider of his doing, right? The righteous shall be glad in the Lord Yahweh, and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory.
Don't wave your gold cross at me and say you love your neighbor as yourself when the only person you care about is yourself. I do this because I was named after Paul, and I consider myself an imperfect person in all aspects, but I consider myself a person of faith. And I might not know all the answers to everything, but I know one thing. If Jesus was here and saw what's happening in this country, I'll be goddamned if he wouldn't be out there protesting every day. He would be on a strike. Every day, he would be turning over tables in churches and synagogues and the Congress and the Senate.
Well, let's just see what the scriptures say about what he thinks JC would do if he was on earth. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. and a man's foe shall be there of his own household. Remember that division I was talking about. This place is divided. Edomites against Edomites. Jakes against Edomites. Whatever. It's all divided. Red versus blue. Conservative versus liberal. Whatever.
And he would do everything he could to stand up for justice. Until this country decides to do that, you're going to get what you deserve. This man is doing what white men always do, is they take and they take and they take and they take. He's going to take Venezuela. He's going to take Cuba. He's going to take Greenland. And we're just going to sit by and say, oh, let's wait for the midterms. It doesn't matter who wins the midterms. Why do you still think the Democrats are going to save us? They are not up for this fight.
You feel me, man? Two horns of the same head. Right? It seems like it's coming from a different place, but it's the same head. It's going to be controlled by the same person. It's whatever agenda they want.
This is not about politics. It's about white supremacy. For too long, we thought that we made progress. We never did. What we're seeing is the remnants of the lost cause. The only difference, other than the year, is that Donald Trump, the rapist pedophile, told them, be who you are. Come out of the closet. Leave your white hoods at home and put on your red hats. I'll support you. And that's what you're seeing. That's why you see white nationalists all over the country now, because they're emboldened by the racist, white supremacist grand wizard in the White House. This isn't rocket science.
Not long.
And everybody's saying, who's going to save us? We're not willing to be uncomfortable. Nobody's coming to save you.
No man shall save thee. That's, of course, going into us being in captivity over here. Well, quite literally, Yahushua will not meet us as a man. So
It doesn't matter if a Democrat wins. It's not going to stop what's wrong with this country. Donald Trump is a symptom of white supremacy. It'll be J.D. Vance next. Or some other far-right Pharisee. Some other white nationalist that's afraid of a white minority. It's going to be somebody else. Until we fix the root of this problem, we will never be a great country for everybody. And we've got here because we have propagandized generations of people in this country, and we've told ourselves that we're the best of the best of the best of the best. And it's a lie.
like I said, that pride, man, that's going to be what really humbles a lot of people here. The Lord is going to continue to pump up their heads, and as it says, he puffeth at his enemies. Gonna keep puffing his chest, and that pride is gonna lead to ultimate destruction.
We raise our kids in American flag diapers, and we eat our freedom Wheaties before we go to school, and we talk about freedom and guns and Second Amendment and bald eagles and more freedom, and throw in God once in a while and sprinkle in a gold cross or some other symbol of nationalism. And we go to baseball games and we worship the flag, and we go to school and we worship the flag. And before we leave the house, we feed our pet bald eagle, and we get in our truck and put on 400,000 million American flags because we don't want our neighbors to forget that we're patriots. And then we polish the Constitution, and then we don't put on seatbelts because we're patriots. We don't want to be confined by safety. Screw that. Yeah, we're anti-vaxxers. Yeah, we're patriots. And then you turn up God Bless America so the entire state of California can hear you. and you go to work. But first, you got to go in your house and get 500 billion guns and put them in your back seat because you're a patriot. And it's national.
White fatigue, man. White fatigue. These Edomites are tired. You're going to continue to see more and more videos like this, man. It's funny to see. But as I always say, man, this is the divided kingdom. It's divided on every side. Every which way is divided. So, that being said, Lord willing, the lesson was edifying to those out there listening and watching. I'm going to close it off there by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles, double honors to the other bishops at Great Millstone who've told me this truth through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And until next time, I say Shalom, Israel. Shalom. And as always, we're one day close to the kingdom, man. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. Shalom, Israel. Shalom.